Hello and welcome to the ScrapbookPal's YouTube channel. My name is Terry and today I will be sharing a card that I created using some products from Avery Elle. So let's get started. Here is a look at the products that I will be using today. This cute stamp set is called Peekaboo Window and I love how it comes with the two critters inside. But you can pretty much use any stamp set that you have in your stash. The window scene is so fun to use with other critters or even flowers. And of course, I will also be using the coordinating dies. I like the coordinating dies because it cuts the inside of the window out. And for the sentiment, I will be using Happy Retirement from the Classic Sentiment stamp set. Okay, so to start off my project, I am using my Misty stamping platform. I like using the Misty because it helps with re-stamping the images a few times when the first impression didn't stamp out that great. I am also using one of my favorite black inks, and that is Memento Tuxedo Black ink. After I stamped the images onto white alcohol marker friendly cardstock, I went in with my favorite alcohol markers to color in the images. I like using Copic markers to color the images in because it's just so easy to use. The color blends very nicely together and of course the brush nib is just amazing. For the window frame, I used E71 as the base color and added E77 for the shadow. For the kitty, I used YR12 for the base color, then added YR27 to give it some shadow. Then going in with a darker shade, I added stripes to create the markings of a domestic tabby cat. Now for the puppy. I started with the color E55 to create spots on his fur, then I went in with E57 to add shading. Okay, so now for the window panel. I used a pencil to create the look of shutters. Then I went in with W1 and W3 markers to add some colors to the panels. After everything was colored in, I used the coordinating dies and ran that through my die cutting machine. I used an electric die cutting machine, but you can use whatever you have on hand. Okay, so now for the background. I am stamping a sentiment from the Classic Sentiment stamp set using VersaFine Clear ink onto white colored cardstock. I trimmed that cardstock down to 5 1/4 by 4 inches. Now to give the background a little bit more interest, I used Altenew 3D embossing folder called Brick Wall and ran it through my die cutting machine. Okay, so before putting all the pieces together, I needed to add a background to the window. When using the coordinating dies, it did cut out the centerpiece out. That is the piece that I am using here. I am going in with my ink blending brushes and some Distress Oxide inks. I started off with the color Shaded Lilac, then going in with Dusty Concord, and lastly Vanillus Potion. And to add more interest, I splattered that with a little bit of water. Now to assemble the pieces together. I trimmed a black colored cardstock that was slightly larger than my card front. I adhered it using a strong adhesive. Then going in with some liquid adhesive, I adhered all of the pieces down onto the card panel. I started off by adhering the purple blended ink panel to the back of the window frame. I did this using liquid adhesive. Then going in with some foam squares, I applied the critters onto the window scene. And I just love how this looks. They're just so cute, peeking out of the window. And I like to finish off my cards using a white gel pen. I like adding highlights and details through the card panel. I also added dots onto the background scene as well. And that's it. I hope you enjoy this tutorial and please don't forget to comment down below and subscribe. Until next time, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye bye.